your weekly dose of politics,
snark, and heavy metal music.
All rise, motherfucker.
For your hosts, Brandon
and Matt.
Hide the rum.
Performer hasn't been provided with a script. As a matter of fact, I have been permitted to choose my own words and discuss my own ideas regarding the choice that we face in the next few weeks. I have spent most of my life as a Democrat. I recently have seen fit to follow another course.
The defense policy of the United States is based on a simple premise. The United States does not start fights. We will never be an aggressor.
As for the peace that we would preserve, I wonder who among us would like to approach the wife or mother whose husband or son has died in South Vietnam and ask them if they think this is a peace that should be maintained indefinitely. There can be no real peace while one American is dying someplace in the world for the rest of us. We're at war with the most dangerous enemy that has ever faced mankind in his long climb from the swamp to the stars. And it's been said if we lose that war, and in so doing lose this way of freedom of ours, history will record with the greatest astonishment that those who had the most to lose did the least to prevent its happening. Well, I think it's time we ask ourselves if we still know the freedoms that were intended for us by the Founding Fathers.
Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. You and I must protect and preserve freedom here, or it will not be passed on to our children, and it will disappear everywhere in the world.
If we lose freedom here, there's no place to escape to. This is the last stand on earth. And this idea that government is beholden to the people, that it has no other source of power except the sovereign people, is still the newest and the most unique idea in all the long history of man's relation to man. This is the issue of this election. Whether we believe in our capacity for self-government or whether we abandon the American Revolution and confess that a little intellectual elite in a far distant capital can plan our lives for us better than we can plan them ourselves. Regardless of their sincerity, their humanitarian motives, those who would trade our freedom for security have embarked on this downward course. They knew that governments don't control things. A government can't control the economy without controlling people. And they know when a government sets out to do that, it must use force and coercion to achieve its purpose.
We, the people. We, the people, tell the government what to do. It doesn't tell us. We, the people, are the driver. The government is the car. Almost all the world's constitutions are documents in which governments tell the people what their privileges are. Our Constitution is a document in which we, the people, tell the government what it is allowed to do.
This administration in Washington has betrayed the working men and women of this country.
I hope we have once again reminded people that man is not free unless government is limited. There's a clear cause and effect here that is as neat and predictable as a law of physics. As government expands, liberty contracts.
A recession is when your neighbor loses his job. A depression is when you lose yours. And recovery is when President of the United States loses his.
Someday, when the time comes to deliver the final ultimatum, our surrender will be voluntary, because by that time, we will have been weakened from within spiritually, morally, and economically. The martyrs of history were not fools. Where then is the road to peace? Well, it's a simple answer after all. You and I have a rendezvous with destiny. We'll preserve for our children this, the last best hope of man on earth, or we'll sentence them to take the last step into 1,000 years of darkness.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the machine. I'm Brandon.
And I'm Matt.
And I'm bald.
You look that way on the camera.
We're looking at the screen. I don't have my glasses on or anything either, so it's kind of unnerving. Everybody's used to see me with glasses. I'm looking at the screen going, holy shit, I really am bald. I mean, look at this shit. That's no longer a forehead. That's a 5-head. I mean, it's way back there somewhere. Do it. He's got it turned down again. I can't even hear myself. First one. Oh.
Is that better?
Yay! I can hear myself. All right. Well, obviously, we got a lot of shit going on. The Democrats are going to be back in power here soon, at least in one part of it, which they think is power, but then they're unfortunately wrong about that, are they not?
Yeah.
Because apparently they don't know how the branches of government actually function. They're still pissing in the wind, but, you know. There's a lot to do about the border wall and about illegal immigration, stuff like that. Specifically, people are saying, there was some numbers thrown around about how much it would cost us. Okay, if you think about it, it's less than 5 or less than 3 to 5%, I think, of the entire budget that we produce in a year. One shot payment to build the wall. And there's a lot of people out there that say it doesn't work, stuff like that, but you got Dianne Feinstein, you got, Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and all them who are just, oh fuck. We can't do it. We can't waste the money. Oh no, we should just leave them be down there. It's not, let them in.
They're not hurting anybody.
Yeah, tell that to Kate Steinle.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Well, we seem to have accumulated a couple clips from these people from years past, and I'm not even talking, like the 90s and 80s. I'm talking like 2009 was one of them. But we're going to have to listen to what Dianne Feinstein, it's only 32 seconds long, this one is. We're going to have to listen to what Dianne Feinstein has managed to say about this. Should we?
Yes.
Let's do it.
I think we can enforce our borders. I think we should enforce our borders. To have a situation where 40% of the babies born on Medicaid in California today are born of illegal immigrants creates a very real problem for the state, which is in deficit.
Look, of course you can enforce the borders.
Let me finish.
I agree.
To have 17% of our prison population at a cost of $300 million a year be illegal immigrants who come here and commit felonies. That's not what this nation is all about.
Of course.
What did she say again? It sounded an awful lot like she was really for
enforcing borders.
Yeah. I'm fairly certain. Yeah, that's pretty much what she just said. I don't know if our listeners actually heard that or not. I'm waiting for somebody to say. Okay.
Sweet.
But this was not that long ago where she was saying, "Oh, we got to do something about it, man. It's too rough. These people are coming over and they're coming over too fast. They're having babies and they're costing us all this money."
I'm pretty sure she was meaning they're costing me money, because this should be coming to me.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, we're sharing a really good beer. Because we're too cheap to buy more beer. Because we're broke. Well, at least I am. But anyhow, the numbers being, they said it would cost literally maybe 3 to 5% of the entire budget for 1 year to pay for this. That means it would be, last I checked, approximately, I think, $17 per taxpayer.
Yeah, it wasn't that much per taxpayer.
Motherfucker, I got change in my truck. Let's do this. I mean, let's take care of it. And for those, I love these talking heads, these people We know a few of them. You know who I'm referring to. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
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 Anyhow, they're always either way out in left field or they have no idea what they're talking about, but they're going to pretend that they do, and they are the smartest. They literally have been saying, "Well, you guys are wrong. Well, one, the border wall would never work." I'm like, no, because fences never stop anybody.
Right.
They're like, well, they'll just tunnel under them or they'll climb over them. I was like, well, you're forgetting that part of the new border wall is also seismic sensors and cameras. Not to mention more in the budget for Border Patrol.
Yeah, hiring more Border Patrol officers.
And even people down at the border, like, the Democrats are wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Come down here. You can walk through this motherfucker. You can just, I'm in the United States. I'm back in Mexico. You can do this without even being caught because there's places where there's huge gaps. But what they don't seem to understand is there really is a reason for having borders. But they don't think about that. They just think that well it's morality. Again, what about morality?
Morality for who?
Well, it's a moral issue. We should just let them all in.
For them, they're not citizens.
No.
If they want to be a citizen, they know where the port of entry is.
And that's exactly the point. That's exactly the point. See, we don't want to, like, let's say, blockade this shit and shut it completely down to where nobody could ever get in. That is not what we're trying to do. What we are trying to do, however, is funnel the fuckers to where they have to sign papers and become legal citizens, which means background checks and stuff like that. And they're also on a probationary period for so many years. They screw up, bye-bye. You out.
Yeah.
But, like I said, these there's like, well, the border walls would never work, and we're wasting money, and whatever. Like, no. Like, go to Arizona, go to Texas, and stuff like that. Go down to the border. Because there's places where you can literally go off road in your vehicle and just drive right along the border, and the Border Patrol won't even see you because there's that many gaps.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many gaps; they can only cover so much ground, which is why the fence needs to be there. They're like, well, yeah, it works at the White House because that one guy jumped over. I'm like, okay, how many people in the history of that fence being there?
My other question is who was president at the time?
Yeah.
The security at that point was like, we don't care.
It's sad to say, but that's actually true. They're like, fuck it. It's not a big deal to us. Let them run.
Mm-hmm.
But especially the ones that are saying, that fences don't work. Why do you have a fence around your yard? Why do you have to have a fence around your pool? Oh, well, it's the law. It's the law to have a fence. Well, yeah, around your pool. It's like, so it's not good enough for the border? Think about it,
Why do military bases have fences around them?
Yeah. Only they have an advantage at the military bases. See, if you jump over their fence, they just shoot you.
You just get shot.
And no, we're not advocating for that, but we are advocating, however, for trebuchets and stuff like that. I mean, think about it. There's little number pads on the ground, and see, we can give them a chance. Just work with me on this. We can give them a fighting chance. Do like what was that? What was that game show where you pick the doors? Do you remember which one it is?
I can't remember what it is, but I remember the show.
Okay, you see where I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
We number a bunch of pads on the ground. We tell them, pick one. And then you jump on it, we see what happens. And it could be one of several things. I mean, I think the catapult would be awesome. Or a drop net that literally drags them back over the wall, drops them back on the other side. Some weird stuff like that. And one of them, if they step on it, if they get lucky, once a year we let one person in. Like, I guarantee after playing this game show for about 6 to 8 months, they will not fuck around with the border anymore. Especially when you launch a couple of people 250 yards back into Mexico. But by the way, you got to make it fair. As soon as they land on it and it says catapult, you got to at least give them a fighting chance. You got to put them in football pads and a peanut shell helmet. With a number to a good Obamacare doctor that retired 5 years ago in his pocket. Okay. Oh, we got talkings. Oh, speaking of talkings, I forgot to turn on the chat for the rest of the peoples. That's bad. That's horrible. You got Mr. Sean up there?
Mm-hmm.
All right. What is he going on?
Levin had Obama's Border Patrol chief on the air last night. And see, I had heard about it, so I didn't get to see it or listen to it, but he said he made it glaringly clear the traffic of people and drugs is grossly underestimated by Trump in his speech. They work daily with law enforcement for all manner of crimes and metric tonnage of drugs.
Yep, and he just said, thank you, listener Sean, for sending us a message and putting it right where we needed it. Which I lost it. Asshole. Okay, here we go. This apparently from the Washington Post, actually. Obama Border Patrol Chief to Trump. Stay the course on the border wall. Mark Morgan, a career FBI official who served as Border Patrol Chief for the last 6 months of the Obama administration before being removed once President Trump took office, has come out this week in support of the border wall. Oh. Well, that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, crap. Morgan, who has kept a low profile since he was forced to step down, first gave an interview to Law and Crime in which he defended the White House's desire to build a wall among the U.S. southern border. Crap. I hate it when things do that. Man, we don't need to read this whole thing, though, but we can skim through it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not read their entire article. But, let's see. Go ahead.
What, the quotes?
Yeah, go ahead and look through them real quick while I take a drink of this wonderful beer.
Morgan said, I was removed. I'm standing up and saying I should have disdain for them, but I don't because they are right. I can stand up and say they are right because it is the right thing to do for this country. I'm begging the president to stay the course.
Well, and of course, his comments, they've been widely disseminated by right-leaning media. Well, that's not us. Are sure to embolden Republicans as Trump heads to Capitol Hill to encourage GOP members to stick with him as he reportedly begins to lose patience as the shutdown enters its 19th day. That's another thing. You know, this is just a partial government shutdown. When Obama did it, it was a full-fledged government shutdown for 17 days.
It was full. Yep, I remember that.
And that was for him kicking and screaming so he could shove the world's largest tax down our throats.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's his name, Frack. Okay. By the way, we also have to play the Schumer clip, don't we? This one's a little bit longer, but it's worth a listen. So let's go ahead and do that.
We must create a system that converts the current flow of primarily low-skilled illegal immigrants into the United States into a more manageable and controlled flow of legal immigrants who can be absorbed by our economy. Let me elaborate.
Hold on. Did he just say he didn't want illegals, but he wants legals?
Right.
Okay, as you were, carry on.
The first of these 7 principles is that illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple. Until the American...
Did I hear that right? Did he just say illegal immigration is wrong?
Let's back that up a little bit.
...is wrong, plain and simple.
Back that up.
These 7 principles is that illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple.
Oh, shit, he even used plain and simple, man. He means that.
Wow.
This is Chucky Schumer. This is creepy Uncle Chucky. I can't really call Joe Biden creepy Uncle Joe because he's late night sneaky uncle.
Mm-hmm.
He's the one you don't want to leave with your children because he sniffs them. And I'm pretty sure he probably wants to touch them by the way he looks. Yep.
Until the American people are convinced that we will stop future flows of illegal immigration, we will make no progress on dealing with the millions of illegal immigrants who are here now and on rationalizing our system of legal immigration. It's plain and simple and unavoidable. When we use
Did he just say unavoidable too?
Mm-hmm.
And now he's fighting?
phrases like undocumented workers, we convey a message to the American people that their government is not serious about combating illegal immigration.
Well, Chucky, be still my beating heart.
What happened?
And this was in 2009. This was in 2009. This was not this year. This was not in 1990. This was in 2009. Let's keep going. Listening to Super Chucky here,
Which the American people overwhelmingly oppose. If you don't think it's illegal,
what we oppose it? You mean we overwhelmingly oppose people invading our country and then getting free shit? Which people say, oh, that's not possible because without a Social Security card. I've actually heard this. Without a Social Security card, you can't get free stuff.
No, you can.
Yeah, you can. I pissed them off quite a bit. Mm-hmm. But anyhow, let's go.
Illegal, you're not going to say it. I think it is illegal and wrong, and we have to change it. Above all else, the American people want their government to be serious about protecting the public, enforcing the rule of law, and creating a rational system of legal immigration that will proactively fit our needs rather than reactively responding to future waves of illegal immigration.
Are we sure this is Chuck Schumer?
I'm beginning to wonder.
Wow. I mean, he's on fire. He's like, he's basically all but saying, Trump is exactly right, and this is what we need to do. I mean, he's basically speaking verbatim how Trump has been.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
People who enter the United States without our permission are illegal aliens, and illegal aliens should not be treated the same as people who entered the U.S. legally.
My brain's starting to hurt.
I know. I'm trying to sink this all in. This is Chuck Schumer.
It's hard to believe. It's almost like at one point in time he stood for something. And then he gave up at some point. Or maybe it was just the simple fact that the next guy that got into office, he just doesn't like him because, all the citizens like him.
Oh yeah, we'll get into that here in a minute. But let's move right along. We only got 25 seconds left of Schumer here.
To the advocates for strong, fair, effective, comprehensive immigration reform, and I'm certainly one, I say to you that the American people will never accept immigration reform unless they truly believe that their government is committed to ending future illegal immigration. And any successful, comprehensive immigration reform bill must recognize this fact.
Boy, does he not sound like us and like Trump right now?
He does.
What happened, Chucky? I know what happened. I mean, I got the Siri. I think it's DRS. I think it's Trump, TRS, Trump Derangement Syndrome. TDS. Motherfucker.
TDS.
I give up. But this is definitely Trump Derangement Syndrome in and of itself. He wants to fuck off. That robot's driving me crazy already. There's no question that In this speech right here, which was in 2009, Chucky was right. In 2018, well, we got Trump in there, and Trump's trying to say the same thing. He's like, no, that's not right. That's not right. We shouldn't do that. No. But why? Because all it is they are against Trump and anything he does. That is the only reason why they're acting this way. And again, I'm sorry, I couldn't find. It's not that I couldn't find it. I didn't have time to get it. Pelosi's clip saying the exact same thing that the creepiest woman on earth, Dianne Feinstein, has managed to say, and what Chuck Schumer said, and they all parrot what Trump is saying now. Do you have any theories as to why they may have changed it?
Well, I think it's just because simple fact they just don't like Trump. And since he's for this border wall, anything he's for, they're going to be against it, whether it's right or wrong.
Right. Well, what do you guys think? Listener Sean, listener Josh, anybody else that's listening right now, what do you think is the real reason, aside from what we've said? Okay, I want to know if you have a different spin on this, on what the reason is that they don't want the border wall and they don't want illegal immigration reform. They don't want to enforce the laws. Why would they want to do that?
I do like what listener Josh put in there where it says it's fine when they say it, but if a Republican says it, then holy shit, they're racist.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that is another theory, Mr. Josh. Go ahead, and Matt, if you want to take care of that.
Oh, that is a really good one. Importing votes. And he's right. Because, once coming over here, they have the right to vote, which I still don't know how that works out.
Oh, but they said they don't. They can't do that. They can't do that.
But they do.
Because they don't have Social Security cards. Actually, in the state of Illinois, especially, since we are sitting here in the wonderful state of Illinois, I say that in a very loose term.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Yeah. What was it? The license for illegals?
Yeah, it's a stupid ID thing and allows them. It's like a free pass to do whatever you can go vote with it.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting at. Do you know what that does? What happens when you go to get a driver's license? You're automatically registered to vote.
Mm-hmm. Right.
This is a license for illegal scam, and this is in the state of Illinois. Why else do you think this shithole became sanctuary?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, the motor voter registration. Thank you very much. Well, yeah, Josh, that's goes without saying. Yeah, we know the dead vote, especially in the state of Illinois. And yeah, it is a power grab, Sean. No kidding. They are losing their ass. They are losing everything that they know. So they're trying to import voters.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, anybody who's and I'm still trying to figure this out. And you can honestly look all this stuff up, and not just with illegal immigration, but with just about every fucking thing else that the Democrats talk about. They throw this morality up. They have no morality. Not only do they not have morality, but they do not have you in your best interest. They are the party of power. That is all they want. They want power. That's it. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't care about you at all. They just want that power. They want to control you. They want you as their puppet because you're their meal ticket.
Mm-hmm.
And you Democrat voters out there are allowing it to happen. You're just riding this one out, aren't you? You got anything else to add to this one, Matt? Because it suddenly got again.
I'm trying to think of how I was going to word this.
Well, take your time.
like Josh and Sean said about a power grab to get those votes, because this is my theory, is that it's 100% control. They can get 100% control. After that, then they can gain 100% control over the populace, taking things away. Like the most common is guns.
Mm-hmm.
Sean says the show is his weekly dose of metal, so hook a brother up.
And well, we were just talking about that. Actually, we're going to be doing that here just real quick.
Yeah,
Mr.
yeah,
Sean.
That's right, Josh. And that is the scary thing. He says, Democrat voters actually believe this bullshit.
Yeah.
It's like they don't. Well, they are the sheep. They don't think for themselves. They don't research anything.
Right. And I had one bringing up something about, and this was an illegal immigration post, so I can use this. You know who I'm talking about. And I'll actually write it down because we don't usually say names on air. If I can write.
Yeah, they believe it because they that's who I thought you were talking about.
Yeah, he brought up. He's like, well, yeah, because you guys you cons. He always calls us cons. You're trying to you didn't save us from Timothy McVeigh or the KKK and stuff like that. I'm like, check please, because when he brought up the KKK, I was like, who were they?
They were Democrats.
Oh, well,
did he feel the burn on that one?
I was like, do they not remember that the Democrats were big into this? And by the way, even the KKK didn't like the illegal immigrants, unfortunately. But they didn't like them for a different reason. Mm-hmm. They just didn't like them because of who they were.
Right.
We just don't like them because they're a leech on society and they're costing us money. It has nothing to do with where they're from, because illegal immigration does not just cover Mexico, although the southern border is the easiest one to get through.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen a lot of these, and he's one of the big proponents of not the border, not doing the border wall and this and that, and but we've talked about him, had him before, where you say one thing and he will go so far out in the left field, you're like, what are we talking about again? Because you'll get confused, like, what the fuck did you just say? What does it have to do with what we're saying at all? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's exactly. Oh, Sean's got something for us. Can you say that again?
He said he just heard from a reputable source, the veteran.
Reputable.
The veteran organizations that work for the beer sales at the state fair won't get paid for the work. They have a case. And going off of that, there's a couple states that the breweries are going to have to shut down because the federal government that approves their labels are not working. And this is why I brew my own shit.
Yeah, we're good with that. That would be Robert Byrd. Wasn't it? Wasn't it Byrd, Hillary Clinton's best friend?
I think so.
See, that's another thing that this one particular person that we're talking about seems to forget, that the Grand Poobah of the Ku Klux Klan was in Congress, and Hillary Clinton said that was like her pappy. But the Democrats are not racist. I mean, they're not the party racist. They got you in their best interests, especially if you're a person of color.
Dude, they are wolves in sheep's clothing.
Yep. Well, we're sitting here sipping on this beer, but there's no shots going. What's going on here?
Because we're still sipping on the beer.
No. We got to get some shots in the beer. Come on, man.
What are we doing? We're doing some cracking?
Yeah, we're doing some cracking because the other one's more of a sipping liquor. And
I agree with that, what you said earlier about it over ice. I think it'd be really good.
Oh, it'd be fantastic. We're talking about, and this is not a, shout out or anything else like that. Appleton Estate Jamaican rum. It's really actually good stuff. It's a good sipping rum. I suggest you try it. But this right here is our favorite. You gotta give me the bottle. Hey Kraken, I know you don't want to, to be with us because we're political and all, but we love your shit. Just saying. But anyhow, let's. I think we should drink this one to the hypocrisy of the left,
I agree.
and to the continuation of listener Sean's girlfriend Cortez the potato.
and Schumer and Pelosi, who looked like a very disappointed mom and dad when they were doing their speech.
Yeah, that's what me and Sean was talking about, on chat. But yeah, go ahead. Yes. And I'm gonna chase that down with some German beer, baby. All right. Well, listener Sean, oh man, that hit wrong. It went down the wrong way when I took a second drink.
It's one of those things, the longer it sits, the stronger it gets.
Oh my God, yeah, especially after you open it. Well, listener Sean, you said we're your source of metal, your weekly dose. Well, we're going to throw back a little bit here. See, this is a band from Västerås, Sweden, that were really close friends of mine, actually. And I'm still close friends with them to this day. They are no longer playing together, but they did for a very long time. I was with them for a very long time. Even did some promotions for them in the States here. But I hope you like this song, man. It's a little on the heavy.
Your first injection.
And we'll be right back.
What you listening to?
The Machine Radio Show.
What did you say? I didn't stutter. I said
The Machine Radio Show.
You just blew my mind.
you're welcome.
Enjoy the show.
Oh my god.
And I think we're back.
The chat is so interesting.
Oh man, I'm turning red from that one. Oh man, that's not good.
The Vicks rub stuff or ask for cream.
Dude,
Just when we went to break, that exploded in the chat. That was amazing. Oh, if you guys are wanting to know what we're talking about, you have to go to the Spreaker chat room.
you have to get into the Spreaker chat. The Restream chat's banging too, but not as good as
not as good as the Spreaker.
Oh my god! Remember last week when we had, and it was just a simple comment that made Mark lose it. He made the show. For those of you who are just listening, you didn't get the full effects. You have to watch the video. Go to our YouTube and watch that video because Mark was fucking hilarious. I mean, dude was turning red and falling out of the chair.
This was the first time I'd seen him turn red with laughter.
Oh,
he was dying.
And we kept throwing little small things at him. He's like,
he was just enough to he'd catch his breath and we'd throw something in.
he's like, oh god. Yeah, he lost his bearing all right. There was no bearing in that one, man. There was nothing left. Oh man. Yeah, it was a good quality time. But anyhow, we also have to. Oh, by the way, you realize that Feinstein's back on the 201 assault weapons ban. Oh, 201 Jesus. Weapons that have high capacity magazines. There are.
Oh my God!
So we're starting with that again, and of course, the Illinois.
And knew it. She'd get on that hike again. She let all that power, being Speaker of the House, go to her head.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So here we go again. But, the reason why we brought that up is not because she's pushing it, because on the federal level, they can eat a dick. But on the state level, they're getting a little bit more help. And, of course, we're talking about the controversial law that was struck down here in the state of Illinois. But your boyfriend, Blago Jr., otherwise known as J.B. Fat Bastard Pritzker. Oh, I shouldn't say that. I should have some sort of respect for him, right? Because he's a governor.
I like to call him Mayor Quimby.
Mayor Quimby. Let's call him Tits. Yep. I'm just going to refer to him as Governor Tits. But anyhow, go back to sleep.
Hey, Vector. Sleep.
Thank you very much. The controversial gun law that was actually shot down by Governor Rauner is popping up again. The new General Assembly, which is largely pretty much 100% Democrat, they wanted one-party rule. They're damn near getting it thanks to the heads of cabbage in the state of Illinois who vote for these people. The gun dealer licensing bill. We've talked about this before. We already have to jump through all these hoops to begin with. The gun dealer licensing bill. Okay, let's talk about that a little bit. Let me bring the notes up to speed here. Oh, well, damn it. See, I should earmark this shit so I can find it. Seriously, because I keep fucking up. Representative Kathleen Williams. Let's talk about her real quick. She's another one of those on the list of people I could do without. She spearheaded the plan in the House and says that there's no need to waste time. We did a lot of work to get a compromised bill passed with bipartisan support. There's bipartisan support because this state is largely douchocrat. But she says the bipartisan support, so let's go and be over and done with this one and put an end to the action. Well, what this does is basically, you have your notes on there with you too? Because mine are scrambled for some reason. It's really weird.
Yeah, I'm trying to find them.
Damn it. I hate when it happens. You can yell at me. I'm the one that screwed up because I lost my other set of notes. I must have closed them out by accident. It happens, by the way. Anyhow, even the Illinois Rifle Association, which includes yours truly and this man here, and the NRA and everybody else, believes this is an illegal piece of legislation that should never be passed. Even Jeanne Ives, Representative Jeanne Ives, she's voted against it and plans to argue that it hurts all small gun shop owners. Basically, what this would end up doing is anybody who isn't a big box store like Shields, stuff like that, would lose their gun licensing because it would cost them way too much to be into operation. Adam, I wish I'd get my shit together, but it happens, okay? I screwed up and closed it out, and now I don't know what to do. Because I had all the information right here, and it's gone. It's gone. Do you have anything on that, Bill? Just
I'm going to say it is in itself a small measure of gun control where you can eliminate the small guy where the major corporations, like, you said Shields, and I wouldn't even throw Dix in there. They're going down the toilet the way it is. They hung themselves.
Oh, yeah, they screwed up.
But and then that way, when those corporations have it, they can start taking more away. That's what it's boiling down to.
Right. Okay, so I cannot find that. I'm trying to bring up the bill itself, which is last I checked. I remember the bill number. It's Senate Bill 1657. Is it not?
Yes.
Well, here I actually found it. Let's just go ahead and read this. And this is a synopsis as it was introduced. But if you look at the actual bill itself, it has nothing to do with that. Creates a Gun Dealer Licensing Act, provides that it is unlawful for a person to engage in the business of selling, leasing, or otherwise transferring firearms without a license issued by the Department of Financial and Professional Regulation. In other words, another entity on top of the other entities, which is the state of Illinois, the ATFE, all that shit. So creating another agency that you have to report to and send money to, which is unfortunate. It provides that a dealership agent other than a dealer licensee in charge may act on behalf of the licensed dealership without being licensed as a dealer under the act. In other words, no employees. You cannot have employees. Creates the Gun Dealer Licensing Board consisting of 5 members appointed by the Secretary of Financial and Professional Regulation. Think about that right there. The Secretary of Financial and Professional Regulations. So in other words, more regulations. Thank you, Democrats. Is to recommend policies, procedures, and rules relevant to the administration and enforce of the Act. Provides that the holder of a dealership license issued under the Act may employ in the conduct of his or her business dealership agents, establishes qualifications for obtaining dealership licenses and for being employed as a dealership agent. Establishes penalties for violations of the Act, providing with the rulemaking, including emergency rulemaking amends the regulatory Sunset Act, provides that the Act is repealed on January 1st of 2028. What they are trying to do and what they're writing this up for is to basically, like I said, wipe out anybody who has a federal firearms license that isn't a big box store. They want to basically funnel this down to where they can regulate these places out of existence, and this is a form of gun control so they can stop you from having your guns.
Right.
That's pretty much all that's all that accounts for. That's all it becomes. What are your thoughts on this? Because it wasn't long. I mean, as soon as he gets in there to the assault weapons ban is going to happen again. Go ahead.
Oh, I think it's a pile of crap. It needs to go away. It needs to disappear.
There's like one last drop in that, dude. Get it. Get it. Well, see, that's like I said, that's their inevitable goal. Their inevitable goal is to find a way to basically regulate guns out of existence, even on the federal level. Because you got guys like Super Duper Dick Durbin, Dick. He's really loving this. Feinstein, Pelosi, and of course you here in Illinois, you got Madigan and Pritzker and Madigan's daughter. Who's now out of action, but still in action, if you know what I mean, because she's still advising her father. So there. By the way, that cocksucker got speaker again. Yeah. But this is where things are going. This is what's going to happen. We are going to end up getting rode out of existence when it comes to guns. Make no mistake. See, that's why I told everybody when we, won the conceal and carry and stuff like that, and when Obama was shut down, on this, everybody thought it was over. So nobody was going to the meetings. Nobody was going to the rallies. Nobody was going to, any of the meetings. Going to iGold, Illinois Gun Over Lobby Day, none of that. They're like, oh, well, let's take care of it so we can go home now. No, you cocksuckers, it's never done. And I'm sorry for calling you cocksuckers, but if you don't want to fight for your rights, I'm sorry. There's nothing I can do for you. I've been there every year. Minus one because, there was a misunderstanding for another organization. But go ahead.
I was going to say, you can't underestimate them. They will target. I hate to use this as an example, but Jurassic Park, they talked about the velociraptors testing the fence. Okay, same concept. They're going to hit everything. I mean, they've tried ammunition, they tried magazines, they try to classify whatever they consider to be an assault weapon. This is another form of it.
Right.
Well, let's attack the dealerships when we slowly start eliminating them, and then we'll have a better foothold. And you just don't underestimate them. Definitely have to keep an eye out and keep fighting. It's going to be a never-ending fight.
Yep, and it's a fight that we're going to have to stay in. We've said it many times before, including on this radio show, that as long as our lungs have breath, we're still carrying the message.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in this till the wheels fall off, and I'm not just talking a radio show. I'm talking about my rights as an American. I'm going to keep fighting, and I'm never going to stop. I mean, I can't speak for everybody. I'm sure everybody in this chat and that are listening within earshot are in the same boat as we are. As we are not going to stop. We are not going to slow down. Get involved. For those of you out there who aren't, get involved. I mean, if you're listening to us, we are involved, and I mean physically. We're not just doing not just doing a radio show. We are going out to the to the rallies and doing whatever else we can. We're going to the Capitol and stuff like that. Join us. If you want to go with me, just say so, and we will go up to the Capitol and raise some shit.
Because shit we have raised before.
Yeah. I mean, they confused us for the Secret Service.
That was amazing.
That was one of the best things ever. Literally, we were walking by, and then we start fucking with people. We're protesting Obama, and by the way, we're all, you know, he's wearing his work gear, and I'm wearing all black as well. And we were walking by, and this guy's like, his son, he goes, "Those are Secret Service."
I know, and I looked at you, and I'm like, "Did you hear that?"
And I intentionally took my earbud out of my pocket and stuck it in my ear so there was a cable hanging down. And then we walked past, and we went over back to our people. We come back, and that guy was still standing there with his son. And Matt goes up on a hill, and I'm standing right there next to him going, I'm like touching my earbud, just doing random things. I'm like, I'm touching my earbud and stuff like that. And I'm like, I look up at Matt, and I'm like, and what do we do at the same time? You're standing on the hill, I'm standing on the sidewalk, and we both look up at the guy on the on the Capitol, and we go,
yeah. We look at him.
And the guy's like,
he's like, what the hell?
So we were walking around screwing with people like that. No, we were not impersonating anybody. It's just we were just making jokes.
We were having fun with it.
It was good. Yeah, that was good. That was good times, man. But all right, Sean, here is your second shot of metal, by the way. And this would be another Cleveland, Ohio band called Grim Trigger.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm walking through fire. You know I'm a fighter, chasing desire. I'm walking through fire. On the outside, looking at the inside, see the gleam of the dream in my eyes. Looking through the mirror just reminds me of all the time that I spent grinding. Put my back to the wall, stare them all down. 720 roll, taking over this town. There's something left to say when we come around. Stand up, stand tall, guns up. I'm walking through fire. You know I'm a fighter, chasing desire. Say what I'm walking through fire. One shot at the chance of a lifetime. Anything I believe I achieve, it's mine. Keep you at a distance, hoping you can find me. When all these rumors finally come unwinding. Ripping my chest as I scream at the skyline. Drop the bomb, mushroom cloud, watching faded time. I'll always have this fire in my eyes. Stand up, stand tall, guns up. I'm walking through fire. Get the phone, I'ma call the gang, we ready. You greedy and petty, the brawn left. We the new kings, cribbing the best yet. You skinny and running, we hungry and coming for the throne of the land. Middle finger for nothing. We the church of the people, a killer's confession. X means evil. Stand up, stand tall, guns up. I'm walking through fire. Desire. Say what you want, you know I'm a fighter, chasing desire. Say what you want about me.
Brandon from the Machine Radio Show. If you are anything like me, then you love having plenty of horsepower to play around with. That is why I recommend visiting NCP Speed Machine in Taylorville. NCP offers many services such as performance engine builds, automotive machining, specialty car repair, performance parts, and dyno services. If you want a great reliable stock rebuild or enough horsepower to make your pants tight and your face crack with a smile, then NCP Speed Machine is your place to go. You can give them a call at 217-825-8249 or stop in and say hello. NCP is located at 110 North Webster Street in Taylorville, Illinois. Tell them Brandon from the Machine Radio Show sent you. Obviously, we're back, and you can hear us doing this, so you're welcome. And, well, we're, again, still talking about the state of Illinois. And something we already told you people that it was going to happen.
Yep, that it was coming.
And this is only the beginning. By the way, have you... how many of you, obviously, you go shopping, right? I mean, you got to buy something sooner.
Yeah, you have to.
The tax on goods is what? It was what, 6.52%?
It's somewhere around there.
Check your receipt next time you go to a store. It's 9% now.
Yay.
Yeah. But you don't listen to me. You don't listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
We keep trying to tell you that they're trying to fuck you out of your money, but but you don't listen, and they're still trying to fuck you out of your money. In fact, they're trying to give immediately. The first thing that Pritzker wants to do is give state workers, well, not all state workers. Let's just say state workers are not happy about this. A 15% pay hike for agency directors. In other words, anybody who is with Pritzker's cabinet gets an instant pay raise. Right?
Yeah. They can go to hell. They can go to hell and die.
But go ahead. It's right here on the screen if you want to see it.
I think. Yeah. See, yeah, the Illinois House approved the measure Tuesday, I get. That's when it happened. They could give the state agency directors a 15% pay raise. It's supposed to make agency director positions competitive with other state jobs in the private sector. House Republican leader Jim Durkin said that Pritzker is looking to attract good top talent where he can pay a little better than what the current directors are paid. So I think it's not an unreasonable request to make. We have top talent in Illinois. How many?
I'm sorry.
How many governors have gone to prison?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to laugh. We know it's not new information, Josh, but people have to be reminded. They have to be reminded constantly that the Chicago Machine and Madigan, and especially Pritzker, the billionaire douche-knot whose family is a bunch of billionaires, that they don't have you in your best interest, and all they want to do is keep taking more and more and more until you have nothing left.
Right.
I mean, the reason why, and I've said this before, but the reason why that they want to, they were banging on the war drum for the minimum wage, and they were like, everybody's $15 an hour minimum wage. No, because they get more taxes. It has nothing to do with you getting more money. It has to do with them getting more money because they're so broke that, and that's the problem. Imagine how much money you would have if you didn't pay so many taxes just one day. Think about how much taxes you pay. By the way, you don't own your home; you still pay taxes on it
Till the day you die.
Yep, and then some. That's all they do. That's all they do is take more and more and more. If you add up the taxes that you pay in a day, be it goods and services, motor fuel tax, and stuff like that, you are paying about 65 to 70 cents per dollar in taxes in the state of Illinois. We're almost, that's about where California is. We are pretty close. We're about 60% or around that area. California is about 70 cents a dollar. And in some areas more. You're almost paying just to pay for tax. You're almost working just to pay for taxes. That is not how this country was founded. That's not what the founders intended. And the worst part is people who don't pay attention, people who don't care, who vote Democrat, are voting for their own demise. Are they not?
Mm-hmm.
And they're fucking happy to do it. We got ones like, yeah, I'll pay more taxes. I'll pay my fair share. You already have. To what end are these taxes going to be? When do you get to keep any of your money that you earn? And that's why a lot of businesses are going underground. That's why a lot of businesses take cash only. Because they can hide that trail.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cash is still king, people. In fact, it's making a comeback. That's why a lot of places won't allow you to give them checks or debit cards. Because they cannot funnel back some money to survive. It's not cheating because they're doing it so they can keep their business running and survive to feed their families. Am I wrong about this?
No, you're not. You're on. It's like why are we worried about top officials? They don't necessarily need a bump. They're already making well more than they deserve. I'll say that because a lot of them don't deserve what they're getting paid for. Why not handle the lower level employees like correctional officers? It's like, my pay is regulated by the state. And we just recently, in 2018, got a bump because they had forgotten to give us a raise for 2 years.
Right.
Why not deal with the low level ones first? You got a lot of people who have been at their jobs for a while, but they're still getting the same pay as somebody that's just started. Let's work on that first.
Right. No, that's been my point for quite some time. There's other parts that are paid by the government that deserve better pay, or just have never gotten their raise in the last since Madigan was born, pretty much. But that's exactly my point. It's getting ridiculous the amount of bounce around that we're getting, and of course we called it before Pritzker even got in. We even said, and you can check us on it because it did happen before Pritzker was made the governor. We said that he was going to instantly raise taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And he was going to ride this out. He was going to do whatever he can to screw the little guy. He is not for the little guy, even though his campaign promises say that they were. But if you go to his website, they're absolutely the opposite.
Right.
He had nothing good in your interest to do, and we said that he was the first thing he was going to do. The very first thing he was going to do, the very first two things actually, was against the Second Amendment and to raise taxes.
Right.
And now it's coming true, and people are starting to whine already. I'm like, well, you voted for him.
I was like, you voted him in.
Yeah, you did.
It's like, this is what you wanted, did you not? check him out, see what he was for, what he was against. Seeing that he was just another worthless pile of crap. There were other choices on the ballot, people. Just saying.
Yeah. There was several, actually.
Mm-hmm.
There was quite a few, but nobody wanted to vote for, nobody wanted to vote for them because they wanted to go with the marshmallow vote, the safety votes.
Yeah.
They wanted to just feel safe. How safe do you feel now? I mean, the first thing they want to do is take more of your money and then your guns. How safe do you feel now? Your rights are being eroded away, and you voted for it. And the worst part is a lot of you are ecstatic for it. You're ecstatic that this is happening. Go ahead, Matt. I see the wheels turning.
I don't know. I don't get it anymore. Don't understand. Josh says that as long as they voted Democrat, they don't care. Yeah, and honestly, I think he's right.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to argue that.
My parents voted Democrat, so that's how I'm going to vote because I'm brainwashed.
Right. No, go ahead. I know you got more to that.
I can't think for myself. I like to be spoon-fed shit on a daily basis.
And just because listener Sean mentioned them.
Okay.
But no, see that's the problem is a lot of people do. They vote that cushy. They either vote the cushy vote, the lesser of two evils vote, or they vote, as you said, how their families have done. And the major issue with that is that's not the way it should be.
Mm-hmm.
I voted for who I thought was right on everything. It didn't matter if it was Democrat, Republican, Libertarian, whatever, Green Party, whatever. If I felt that candidate was better than the rest to fill that position, that's who I voted for.
Right.
So there's no, I love it when they say, well, you cons or you cons or you right wingers and stuff like that. I was like, no, actually, I'm pretty well whoever I fucking feel like's right. I was like, but granted, 90% of the time anymore, it sure as hell won't have a D in front of the name because they are not in your best interest. They never have been. The party of power does not care about you. They want your money, and apparently they still want your guns too.
Mm-hmm. The whole well, you got to pick the lesser of the two evils. Well, a vote for the lesser of the two evils is still a vote for evil. There's other choices out there, so why don't you stand up for something?
But if you vote for somebody else, you're wasting your vote. You're helping the other guy. Remember, the vote for X is a vote for Y. No, it's the vote for X is a vote for X.
Right.
The vote for Y is a vote for Y. That's how it actually works. Just because you ain't got the testicular fortitude to stand up for what you believe in, then that's your problem. And Josh, neither have I. Never voted straight ticket for anything. Not once. But since listener Sean brought up a particular band, I think we're gonna go to break and play that for him. Yeah.
Yeah. So here's your third dose.
Yeah, here's your third dose, buddy.
If I'm not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer.
Sweat and suffering. We salivate for the kid. roots in the pit. It's time to take a stand, 'cause they won't break us. We fall. They try to hold us down. They try to push us down. We won't let them fall. Rise from the underground. We won't be pushed around. We won't let them break us down. We're taking control, the only thing we know is that it isn't gonna be pretty. We're taking control, the only thing we know is what was wrong. They can take us, break us, and take our way. We're taking control, the only thing we know is that we won't stop. We fall. They try to hold us down, they try to push us down. We won't let them fall. Rise from the underground, we won't be pushed around. We won't let them fall. They try to push us down. We won't let them fall. Rise from the underground, we won't be pushed around. We won't let them break us. We won't let them break us. Break us. We won't let them break us.
Hey lefties, liberals and progressives, this is not a safe space. I repeat, this is not a safe space.
If you are one of those squishies who are easily offended, put on your safety pins, pussy hats, and leave this radio station. Or you can free yourself and get educated.
Well, hell yeah! I tried to twist him up, but he wouldn't have it. Hell no. This old boy's wow. We about to have to keep this one.
You are listening to the Machine Radio Show with your hosts, Brandon
And Matt.
Talking about a bunch of hobos with fingers in each other's pooper in a stranger's car with talk radio playing really loud. It's going to be a nice evening.
Okay, shit just got real weird. I think I'm gonna need a safe space.
What the? Are those friends of yours, Matt?
Oh, hell no.
Are you sure?
Oh, shut your dumpster and start the show already.
Well, all right, pissy pants. Let's do everything you want to do.
You're like an onion, an outer layer of cocksucker, and when you peel it away, there is 10 more layers of cocksucker underneath.
Yes, there is.
Hi. You want to see those layers?
Woo!
Yeah, baby. That just happened. Well, you know, we occasionally get hate mail and comments and stuff like that. Well, you know, that's normal because we utilize our First Amendment right to free speech, which up to and including fucking with the government. We had a good one the other day, and apparently all they did was read the description to the show and not actually listen.
Right.
Matt, go ahead.
So we got this mail, and it stated, I haven't watched the late night show in years. I don't find it entertaining to watch the President of the United States being savaged. I hated Obama, but I always respected the office. Never wrote anything nasty to him.
What was our response to that?
So the response was, we aren't a late night show. We do, however, utilize our First Amendment right to free speech and don't care for sugar-coated PC versions of politics. May I ask you if you actually listened to the show ever or just read the description? We will be waiting for your response, which we never got. So I'm assuming that they had just read the description.
Did you read the chat? I think
I'm jumping over now.
I think listener Josh is going to lose it here in a second. He's totally going to be yelling at us here in a minute. But here's the thing. We've been confused before. Not us, but people have been confused about us on multiple occasions. Have they not? One in particular thought we were a Christian conservative talk radio show, and they meant Christian as in, to put a little love in your heart, Bible Belt type, and we're not religious.
That's not even in the description for our show.
Yeah.
Granted, we will bring things out because we do believe.
Yeah, we're not religious. We're faithful. There's a difference.
Yes.
But go ahead. You remember this one, don't you? That big email we got about I listened to your show and I thought you guys were Christian conservative, and I was appalled at what you guys were talking about, because apparently at the time we were talking about birth control rights and stuff like that. And I was like, have you ever tried anal?
Yeah. Oh my god.
I was like, there's many ways that you can deal with this. And
exactly, Sean.
Exactly, Sean.
It's like you listen to the show. It's like, where would you pick up on that at?
But this person got extremely butthurt. They're like, I can't believe you guys referenced anal sex and stuff like that. And I was like, you should hear us on a good day.
Yeah.
I was like, we've said a few things that quite aren't right.
I still want to know where they got that from. I think we had brought something out, and we had, it probably had to do with like the Quran, and bouncing back and forth on between the Quran and the Bible and what the Bible said and everything like that. That's probably what they jumped in on, and then we took them way out in the right field to where we actually dwell.
Yeah, we rocked this one out, and like I said, she's like, well, I can't believe you referenced anal sex and stuff like that. It's like, and I wrote her back, said, did you forget about blowjobs? Because I referenced blowjobs, hand jobs, pocket pussies. Start going down the list. I was like, if I'm going to get hate mail, I'm just going to go ahead and run this out. She's like, well, aren't you, aren't you the very special type? I was like, yeah, my mom tells me all the time. I just kept it going. I'm like, finally, she just gave up. I'm like, see?
Especially when we wear my helmet.
Yeah.
Adam wants to know, how long did Obama shut down the government?
17 days.
Over Obamacare. Yeah, that's what I thought. It was almost 3 weeks.
And it was a full shutdown. It wasn't a partial.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
But, regardless, like I told that person, I said, we utilize our right to free speech, and that's how we're going to do it. We're not going to sugarcoat it. This is not a PC processed, dairy-free, run-of-the-mill show. We do it this way because it's us. I mean, we could be like everybody else. We could make it really boring if you want.
Can I wear the no, I forgot what his name was.
What?
Ron. Wasn't it Ron?
Ron Burgundy?
Anchorman. Yes. Can I wear the mustache?
The mustache.
I'll read off the teleprompter. So just put whatever you want on it.
Damn it. Now I'm picturing you and Ron Burgundy.
I'll come in with a suit and a big old mustache.
I'll tell you what. I'll go get the corncob pipe, the rocks glass, and the velvet robe.
Okay.
And we'll both walk in and be like. And on today's broadcast, we're going to be talking about vodka. We can talk like this all day, make it nice and real and soft, and make you feel just that comfortable and at home. And we'll play, some easy listening from the elevators that we find around town,
and
that'll be the show for the rest of the time. No, fuck that.
I can see all the messages and hate mail coming in. What are you guys doing?
Yeah. No, see, you won't get this type from us. We won't sit here and be like, we had this amazing cigar. It kind of tasted like dog shit, but we really liked it because it was sophisticated to do so, with a glass of premium liquor. You will not hear us talking like that. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen.
Surprise, motherfucker.
You're stuck with us like this. Okay, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. And I don't even know what he's drinking. It looks like Tang or piss or something.
It's orange soda. Orange soda.
It's orange drink.
It's orange.
It's
Sody
orange drink.
pop.
Okay. Okay. Well. Now that we've established that, why are you drinking that?
That was all that he had in the fridge.
Mr. Ho Ho, you're gonna have to go shopping because we're dying of thirst and of course munchies.
Adam wants us to talk deeper into the microphone a lot on 109, the Love Radio.
Ooh, that made my balls tingle. Yeah. We've really got to start writing down our little cuts for
the little snippets,
random thoughts with the Machine Radio Show. We got to start getting those written down, and of course we also have to come up with ideas to do things with. Oh my god!
What?
I just checked the other chats. Wow. There's nothing in the orange soda, and one guy just said, anal sex. Oh, I gotta piss so bad. Yeah. No, we've got a lot of things that we want to get done. Not only with random thoughts with the machine, we also want to restart the segment of Raging with the Machine, and do some goofy stuff. Oh yeah, somebody out there who's listening is going to be part of Raging with the Machine. We're going to stick them in a vehicle, harness them down, and yours truly is going to teach them what a vehicle can do.
Here she comes.
It's going to happen. We are putting this person back in a vehicle, and we're going to have to decide on which vehicle it's going to be, though, because we're going to put her back in a vehicle. We're going to put the camera on her.
Sean's like, weaponized sloth lives. Dude, we need to do another weaponized sloth think tank again.
Yeah, we need to get that going again. We need to get a hold of everybody and get everybody here. Because it's actually our turn.
Yeah.
To host it. So, but that being said, I think we got some exciting things going. Unfortunately, it's going to be slow going for a little while because one of us is still kind of reeling from an ass kicking it took, which is seemingly not stopping, is it?
Mm-mm.
It just keeps coming. We're not going to mention that on air though, but that was bad.
Yeah,
it was really bad. And yes, Sean, the weaponized sloth lives. It's right here on my arm. Meep. But that being said, I think we're actually done for the night. I just got to find our outro stuff because I always forget to put it up here.
Yeah. So if you like this episode, you can catch us on Spreaker, hit that like button, or any other social media platforms that we're on: Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we're everywhere. We're on Twitter and everything.
Yeah, you can find us on all platforms.
I'm pretty sure you can find at least one of us on Tinder.
No, you can. You can also.
That would be Matt, not me.
You can also catch us, because Weaponized Sloth is in full effect at WSP.FM, and you can listen to us all the time, or whatever else is playing. You can listen to us live or whatever else is playing.
Yeah, you guys have to get the app for this.
The app, yeah, you can go to the Google Play Store, type in WSP.FM, look for the little sloth. That'll be it. Download it.
There is no Tinder, sir. He has me.
No, he's on Ashley Madison.
Adam says Pornhub.
Pornhub? No, that's me. I'm on Pornhub. I swear it was consensual.
Sean's like, Pornhub has an app?
The goat was consensual. Has anybody ever been to a donkey show? Anyhow, yeah. I did not have sexual relations with that goat. If Pornhub has an app, I am sure at least one of our listeners has it on their phone.
Yeah.
The
host.
No.
What? Pizza Hut?
Hey, we got somebody listening in on Mixer. Another one of those guys that try to troll but aren't very good at it.
Yeah, he's probably like 12 years old, lives in his mom and dad's basement.
I'm pretty sure that because they can't even come up with anything good.
Yeah,
I'm not even
that's sad.
If you pop in on our show and try to say something, at least make it good, man.
Yeah, I mean, we pretty much have heard it all. You got to come up with some new, fresh shit.
No shit.
Personally, I think you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Yes. Uh-oh. What should be a new segment?
Yeah. Did we miss something?
Did we miss? Yeah, we missed something completely.
What should be a new segment?
I have no idea.
Yeah, we know there's a little bit of a delay.
The donkey show stuff.
You guys.
Hey, we already had our previous administrator, Miss Mona, blush when we were talking about me and assless chaps.
Mm-hmm.
I love that woman, and she's such a perv. She's so awesome, though, isn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, good times with her. She's a good woman. She's awesome. We kind of miss chilling with them.
Yeah.
Of course, we were the problem child.
What'd you guys do this time?
Am I wrong?
I don't know. I didn't see the conversation.
Read the last one. She apparently doesn't know that this is normal.
Yeah, that's just normal.
This is just us.
It's just who we are.
Hey, Sean, how about this? We can do an entire segment on you and your love for Cortez. Which, by the way, how does it exactly work? Do you have to drill the hole through the potato before you put your pecker in it? But again, like we said last week, I mean, if you make airplane sounds, does it just go? Yep. All right. Adam, that sounds like I lost a bet. That's not going to be a good look at all. He said assless chaps, a top hat, and clown shoes.
No, that yeah, I agree. That sounds like he just lost a bit.
How about we go full white trash and I wear a cut off sleeve T-shirt with the sides ripped down, a pair of sweatpants with the crotch ripped open, and a pair of Crocs.
Okay.
That's kind of like just an episode of The People of Walmart, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Or the pajama pants. The crazy Walmart people are starting to come here because I'm starting to see more and more of it. It's like, where are you people coming from?
Well, my wife actually asked me one time. She goes, "Why do you like going to Walmart out late?" I'm like, "Well, because the people of Walmart are there."
Mm-hmm.
I was like, sometimes it's just fun to walk in and go, what the fuck is that? Dan Crenshaw. I'll have to fill you in on that one. Oh, jeez, guys. Okay, yeah, show over. We got to go.
Yep.
All right. God damn. Yeah, we got to get out of here. That is it for us tonight. Must shoot us may. We are going to vacate the premises because we are in a basically borrowed studio or hijack studio or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. But you know, we got a lot of administration stuff we have to do after the show. So we are going to leave you guys out of here for tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. You guys have a great weekend.
Evening, my crazies.
Yeah. And we'll catch you next week. You guys rock.
Bye.